Hello and welcome back to the News Project Live on GNAT-TV's Facebook page. I'm Andrew McKeever, the news director at GNAT-TV's News Project, and it's a pleasure to have you with us today on Friday, December 3rd. Um, Before I forget to mention it, you can find more information or links to more information on our comments section uh, elsewhere on this page. So if there's a story we're talking about that you want to kind of dig into a little more deeply, you can go to the comments section and find it more information on that. We'll start off as usual with a little update on some of the COVID-19 numbers. Uh, Going on the air a little earlier today than we normally do at 1 o'clock. So at this point, the Department of Health has not yet had an opportunity to update the numbers from yesterday, which were, as many of you probably already know, a record high of 604 new COVID-19 cases that were reported on Thursday, along with one death as well. Uh, Generally, the Department of Health posts the new updated numbers around noontime, so probably we'll be able to kind of check in there in a little bit and get whatever the update is. But yeah, 604 is a new record for new cases reported on a single day. Um, and while new cases are reported in every county, case counts are noticeably high here in Bennington County, which had 66 of those 604 cases, and also in Rutland County, our neighbors to the north, where there were 70 of those 604 cases were from Rutland County. Over the past 2 weeks, again, thinking from yesterday back 2 weeks, there have been 599 cases in Bennington County and 781 new cases in Rutland County. The total that was reported in Bennington County for the past week was the highest of the entire pandemic period, going back now, getting on towards 2 years. And also hospitalization rates have increased by about 22%. So um, be careful out there. Right now, as a state, Vermont is the seventh highest per capita case rate in the nation, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. And well, I guess we have our work cut out for us. Thursday's high case total is partly due, some of the professionals have said, due to the testing volume. There was fewer tests being done last week, and more, I'm sure, this week. But what's notable is that the number of tests that came back with a positive result was a little bit over 5%, which is definitely on the high side from what we've been seeing over the past several months. Also, worth noting that one of the local hotspots is the Crescent Manor Nursing Home in Bennington, where the infection total there is now up to 71 people, 45 residents and 26 staff members, and 3 folks who've been there passed away over the past couple of weeks. And certainly a situation there to be watched carefully. No apparent mention or evidence so far of the new Omicron variant yet in Vermont. I'm sure it's just a matter of time before that does arrive here, but as of the moment, we've not seen any evidence of that variant arriving here yet. Kind of related to that, the segment that we're going to be working on, hopefully be available next week, will be about the school's Test to Stay program. Some of you may have already heard of it. No doubt all of you parents out there have heard of it. What it involves is when a student or a staff member with COVID-19 is present in school during an infectious period, the schools may do a test on the spot to kind of see, confirm that positive, whether or not the person is infectious or not. This is for unvaccinated folks only. Um, uh, Unvaccinated asymptomatic students aged 5 through 8 and staff who are close contacts of a positive COVID-19 case are eligible to participate in it. And basically, what it is a rapid test, one of the antigen tests, where they can get a result back fairly quickly. Schools will then conduct contact tracing to identify other close contacts, and unvaccinated students, staff, close contacts finish the school day as normal, but the following day, unvaccinated close contacts that do not participate in test to stay must quarantine or stay home from school. Unvaccinated close contacts who participate in test to stay will come to school as normal, but must be tested before the beginning of the school day. So much more to talk about in connection with that, but several of our local schools are implementing the test to stay program. It is not universal across the entire state yet, though I gather that's the intent. So we'll get a closer look at it, and have more to report about this important initiative, hopefully by next week. Otherwise, the other notable event of this week, I think, was the release of the Climate Action Council report. Came out on Wednesday, December 1st. VT Digger and several other news outlets have already reported on the report. It was the Climate Council was created as part of the Global Warming Solutions Act that was passed by the legislature last year. That was one that the governor then vetoed, and the legislature overrode his veto. They had a deadline of December 1st to get their report out, and they did that. About 300 pages long. That could keep you going for a little while. But the plan recommends more than 230 actions that should be taken by the legislature and various state agencies, along with regional, local, private, and nonprofit agencies and organizations. The recommendations include a clean health standard, a weatherization program, transportation investments such as expanded charging stations for electric vehicles, and also investing in best management practices for agriculture. Vermont must reduce its greenhouse gas pollution by 26% below 2005 levels by 2025, barely 3 years away. And the threshold keeps getting higher from there on out. The goals would be to get 40% below greenhouse gas pollution of 1990 levels by 2030, and 80% below the 1990 levels by 2050. There were 4 dissenting votes in that. All members who serve in Governor Scott's administration, they expressed concern about the rapid timeline established for this work. Other environmental advocates saw it as a very useful first step or a place to begin, and pointing out that there's a long way to go before we sort of see some real tangible progress here. But anyway, their report will now go on to the legislature as a whole, and presumably at some point next year in the session, this will be a piece of legislation that will be at least discussed and perhaps be voted on and sent to the governor, and then it'll be an interesting thing to see if that also receives a gubernatorial veto as well. Otherwise, the Manchester Journal is reporting that Walgreens, the drugstore and pharmacy in Manchester, has been closed the past 2.5 months or so after a fire, was discovered in the back of the building. They are hoping to reopen sometime before Christmas, maybe in a couple of weeks. The fire damaged some areas in the back of the building there, and I know a lot of people are eager to see them reopen for the pharmacy services and what have you. Wanted to mention one other event that took place up in Montpelier that as a local residents down here, many folks will remember Sabina Haskell as someone who was a reporter with the Manchester Journal back in the late 1990s, and then went on to become the editor of the Bennington Banner Then after that, the editor at the Brattleboro Reformer. She was named the chairwoman of the Natural Resources Board last Monday, November 29th. That's the board that oversees Act 250 legislation or cases. So therefore, a very important post. Sabina had earlier served during the Douglas administration from 2007 to 2010 as the Deputy Secretary of the Agency of Natural Resources. So she's got some background in this. She went on to work more recently at the Vermont Student Assistance Corporation, or VSAC as it's more frequently known. And so on a personal note, Sabina helped me get my start in journalism. She hired me for my first job at the Bennington Banner back in 2002, and we worked together for several years down there, and many good memories from that. So kudos to you, Sabina. Good luck, and we'll be talking soon and doing an interview with you. Have no fear. Just to wind things up, I just wanted to mention that the Manchester Tractor Parade is going to be on happening on Saturday, December 4th. Um, scheduled to start at 5:30 p.m. The tractors will start from the Manchester Elementary School and roll down Main Street. Last year, of course, the parade had to be canceled because of COVID-19, but this year, back in action. I believe it'll be the ninth tractor parade. There'll be about 30 tractors all told, and prizes for those with the most creative lighting and a few other aspects. GNAT will be there and planning to film it. So those of you who can't make it out to see it in person, well, you'll have the video to watch later. And that reminds me that you can find more information about events that are going on our new events page on our website at gnat-tv.org. Go there. There's a lengthy list of things that are happening around our area throughout the week. So with that, we'll leave it there. Hope you all have a good weekend coming up, and we'll see you again next week, we hope. Meanwhile, take care, be safe. We'll see you next Friday. So long.